It makes you feel sophisticated. It makes you feel hardworking. It makes you feel like you're actually doing something with your life. And it gives you that self respect to yourself that you deserve. And that's why I feel like it is a must. Welcome, ladies and lads, to Feminicity. And if this is your first time, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So, today we're going to be talking about the thing about ideas. I know we all have had ideas before. Ideas are something that come to us whether we're in the bathroom, whether we're in a workplace. We just have them on a random. This could be business ideas. This could be just, sitting down in your house and then thinking of something and then boom, it hits you. You have an idea moment. But, sometimes when we have ideas, we do not act on them. We do not do things that, encourage these ideas to come into fruition. But today we're just going to be talking about the thing about ideas. Now, I'm talking on this video because personally, I just sat down and I really examined what goes on, especially with us ladies when we have an ideas. Do we see it come into fruition, or do we just write it down, or do we just say, oh, that's going to be a great idea, and then forget about it, and then it never comes into fruition? We never see what it could have been. So today we're going to be talking about an idea. So when we talk about ideas, what do we mean? Generally, when we say ideas, these are like imaginations that just come into our heads, and they seem very bright, they seem very self-explanatory, they seem like they're solving a solution, and you get ideas. I mean, we get a lot of ideas in the year, and sometimes we act on them, sometimes we don't act on them. And sometimes when we're getting this idea, it could be to solve a problem at hand, or a random problem that we were just thinking about. But I just want us to think about ideas today and think about how to really make the ideas that we love come into fruition, because that's something you want to do. So first, you have to understand that ideas are a gift from God, and ideas are things that happen to everyone. Sometimes it comes from passion, while other times it could come from mere incident, like a light bulb moment. Ideas mustn't necessarily lead to money generation, but it sure can save someone's life or even do something better. Like, ideas don't necessarily need to come when you're, in your moment. Sometimes it could come when you're in your kitchen, when you're doing some laundry, when you're just, cooking food, and you just say, oh, what if I apply this to this, and that solves the solution. And you mustn't necessarily think that ideas always would lead to money generation, because not all ideas will lead to money generation. Next thing, you have to understand that ideas are like the seeds that are placed in your heart by God. You have to find out the probability for the seeds to grow by planting it on good soil, which is your mind and experience too, by testing it. Seeds need good soil to grow. So by expatiating on this, I'm going to say this story from the Bible. There was this farmer that he spread seeds around. Some fell on good soil and grew and produced fruit, while some fell by the roadside and they were crushed by cars and carts, while some fell on bad soil and, the thorns, they killed it, they choked it. And that made me really think about my own ideas. Like, is my mind a good place for my seeds to grow? Once I start thinking about my ideas like seeds, is my mind a good place for these seeds to grow? Am I bringing for a good soil, a good environment for these ideas to grow? Because if I'm not bringing forth a good environment for these ideas to grow, it's like planting it on bad soil. It's just going to choke up and die. While if I forget about these ideas, it's like putting it on the roadside, and something else is just going to fill my mind, aka crushing it, and I'm just going to forget about it, and the idea just dies like that. And also, you have to consider these seeds like something that is being spread abroad, like something that not only you have, because I have this uttermost belief that my ideas, or the ideas that I think that are just mine, aren't just mine. because these seeds were spread on different soils. That means it could be given to different people. As it was given to me, I always believe that it has been given to another person, because I remember there was one time I was very little and I always thought, why are power banks so hard? Like, why can't I carry them? Why can't I have like a simple power bank that I can just place my phone on? Why do I need the entire USB cord? I wish there was something that was, more useful. And I had this idea to make a very plain power bank or charging spot. And you know what? The next year, someone else, I never worked on that dream. And the next year, someone else came out with that. And it was this crazy phenomenon. And in my head, I always knew that whatever idea I have in my mind that was just placed in my mind, I have to work on it. I have to, be active and not be passive about it, because that idea has been placed in other people, if you get what I mean. So if you don't work on it, God is going to make someone else work on it, and you're going to see the results of that idea that you once had. I mean, it's just tragic. Imagine you had an idea and you never worked on it, and then maybe the next year, the next 2 years, you just see someone thriving from that idea, and then you just have regrets. And we want to live our lives with no regrets, right? So in essence, what I'm just trying to say is, not only you have the seed or idea in your mind. Now, I don't know the science or whatever that's behind this, but it's true. Have you ever seen an idea that you had but didn't work on? Suddenly another person is doing it and prospering, and sometimes even the worst part is you don't even know this person. It's the wildest shock. So you have to know that seeds are not planted just in your mind. They're planted in your mind and in other people's minds too. Remember the story in the Bible about the seeds that were scattered. Same seeds scattered in different growth places or areas. So it's up to you to decide whether the seed is going to grow or not. Last but never the least is, act now on your ideas. Talk to someone if you can. Research if you can. Just do whatever it is to act on it. Think about your ideas. That's the first stage about having an idea, is really sitting down and thinking about it. That is an active response, is that you're taking in these ideas and you're making your brain work on it. You're thinking about it. You're acting on it. So when I say act, I don't necessarily mean, going out and buying something or acquiring something. I just mean something as little as thinking about it is an action. You're determining if this idea is something that you can work on or something you need someone else to join you to work on. So you have to act now on your ideas, whether this is thinking, whether this is meeting someone, to talk about your ideas, whether it's your therapist or a friend or a good family member. You're just doing something active to make sure that this idea that you have is something that comes into fruition. Maybe that means opening a homeless shelter for someone, and you're just thinking, oh, I don't have the money. How do I generate the money to open this homeless shelter for someone? Like I said from the beginning, ideas don't have to be something that will give you the greatest money value. It could be something that helps someone. It could be something that, empowers someone. Your ideas matter, no matter how little they are. Your ideas matter. And once you start banking and putting in the energy, I feel like the world and God and everything just comes together to work for your good. And once you're diligent in that, once you're consistent in that, everything just works for your good. And with that, this video is being brought to an end. I hope that you learned something from this video. I don't know why I'm really into short videos these days, but I hope that you learned something from this video. Let the comment section know what else do you want me to talk about. And till next time, my loves, bye.